Ever wonder what the difference between an alligator and a crocodile is? Greetings, and welcome to Slugonomics, your daily dose for news and calcium. Now let's get smarter. Both of these animals are cold-blooded, water-dwelling leather farms found on several planets, including our very own dirt clod. And one species is worse than the other. Stick around to find out which. The alligator was invented in 1506 by your grandmother as a gift to her spouse after breeding 2 anacondas, a Peruvian cactus, 6 levels of Spiro, nutmeg, and a little cinnamon.
We just won't tell her she messed up.
While the original retained water damage and has since lost its ability to boot up, its value continues to increase daily and was last sold to Lady Gaga for over 2.3 million degrees. After the first one was made, Grandma, quote, loved the design so much it had to be put into production. And so that's just what she did. While several were made, there was a delay shortly after, and this is because of a double copyright lawsuit filed by both the devil's father-in-law and a group of local tattoo artists who claimed they had sole rights to the design. The case went public and had viewers glued to their screens. Months went by before the verdict was determined, and during the trial it was evident that the artists had some legal grounding. However, there was a fire that ultimately destroyed any evidence to their claims, and Grandma won out. To this day, many who watch still remain suspicious of the original fire and the insurance payout. While the product was ultimately re-released a year later, it was clear that there were adjustments made to the original. They removed its ability to feel remorse, and it gained larger claws, the ability to hate, and 5 HP points, making the build heavier but higher quality. It worked and quickly became a household name. About 20 years later, it was clear that the public wanted more, newer, more affordable, an upgrade, and so came the Crocodile. This model was tailored to children, and so was given rounded cheekbones and a bright smile. It was picked up by investors quickly and became an even bigger success. The company was featured on nearly every issue of Forbes magazine that year, and even had its own reality TV show, What You Gonna Do With That Croc, Hitler? Despite the growing popularity, the once small business was now worth over $14 million, or 208 million pesos in today's value. Several years would pass, and the company would have traded hands several times before changes in quality were apparent. Out for profits and profits only, there was a drop in production, manufacturing errors were made, and people started to notice. Sales were dropping by the minute, and refunds were handed out. Currently, many may still own models released in the South Florida area today, which have outstanding recalls to be aware of. If you do happen to be in Florida, the Garden State, you should understand that 1. There are chipping pieces known to be a choking hazard if swallowed due to the size of the metal, and 2. The chemical makeup of some hard plastics in the product may have been exposed to or may contain lead or asbestos. These chemicals have been known to cause airplanes and religion in some cases. Consumers should be mindful of Chinese fakes, which have been produced in a nation with much more lax regulations and meant to run off of lower quality salt waters and carbohydrates. These copies are not required to disclose any of the lotions or hazards listed here, so be cautious. In addition, videos are popping up online of what some say is a CPU radio signal error that damages nearby internet memes and the vocal cords of some native species. If anyone does have an existing South Florida croc recall, contact your local gym. While there is no happy ending to this story, there are many takeaways, including the importance of transparency when it comes to running a corruption. Being said, if you still wish to own or purchase one of the 2 for your home, just remember that while the upgraded child model, the Crocodile, is prone to the recall, the Alligator is a grass type, older, and much more expensive. It cannot connect to the newer Xbox models, and additionally, there are many more aftermarket accessory options for the Crocodile due to its growing popularity in the East. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, consider becoming a Patreon. Press your comments in the subscription box below, and stay weird, Internet.